All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, it's Anchorman here, back with another episode of Multiverse Podcast. And who do we have here? Someone from Iron Lords Podcast? Who is this?
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Lord Cognito from the Iron Lords Podcast. Glad to join Multiverse and talk gaming and everything Destiny, of course. But yeah, good to be here.
Man, I've been trying to get you on this show for the last 2 years.
Long overdue.
All right, so we got a couple good topics we want to talk about tonight, but before we get started, I want to introduce my co-hosts, the one, the only, my foundation, the rock of this podcast, Fame Entertainment.
And that's why you my brother from another mother. What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here, Fun Be in a Circle. And guys, welcome to another episode of the greatest podcast on a Monday, a.k.a. the Multiverse Podcast. For those of you who are watching live, thank you for being live with us. For those of you who are watching recorded, thank you for watching recorded. Don't fast forward to the end. Watch us through and through. Today we have a great episode ahead as usual. And of course, you guys see in the description of the video and the link down below, we are giving away Gears of War 4 in less than 3 hours. Rather the show, of course, I'm going to get rid of all the people who just try and do a giveaway. This is a giveaway. No giveaway bots are allowed. But yes, here at the Inner Circle, we are giving away a copy of Gears of War 4 for you to play tonight. You're going to play tonight and be dominating by tomorrow. So make sure you guys click the link and go enter. We know this time of year, it's Broketober. People are low on cash. But over at Tick, we got you, fam. We got you. So somebody's getting lucky tonight. Go over, enter, and win because it might be you.
All right. Let's go. We also got my other on and off, the flip-flopper, Nick, a.k.a.
Okay, I deserve that. Back again this week. Back more consistently now that everything's all settled and everything else. Got a promotion at work, so hours are more solid now, and I will be back to talk more gaming every Monday night again.
All right. So we had a couple things I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been wanting to get Cognito in the Iron Lords podcast. Cog, would you make a brief pitch about what your show is about?
All right. We are at the Iron Lords Podcast. Every Monday we jump in. We talk the best and biggest topics in Destiny, state of the community. We talk PvE. We talk PvP. We talk direction of the franchise, future, rumors and things of that nature. We try to get a lot of guests in from the community, and obviously we're Destiny fanatics and we love that game, so definitely all about that. And it's great, man. It's been going great so far, and it's good to finally be on the Multiverse. I've been listening to you guys for a long time, and I love what you guys do, so it's always good to link up with your brethren.
Yeah, man. I've been watching the show kind of off and on. I've done some of the artwork for it, and you guys have got something really special going on there. You guys are in the foundling stages. We want to give you guys a little bit of a boost. But just briefly, so Rise of Iron came out recently, and it's been about 3 weeks?
About 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks since launch. Raids have already been out, all that kind of stuff. I want to kind of get your read on the game. Like, how do you like the? Do you like it? Do you think it's as big as an update as compared to Taken King?
Right now, the consensus is pretty good. I mean, coming off the Taken King from a Destiny standpoint was pretty high. I mean, they really rewrote the game, in a sense, from the ground up with Taken King. Added subclasses and a lot. And with Rise of Iron, this is more of a personal kind of a story. They try to get a little bit more in-depth with a couple of characters that we've seen since Vanilla Destiny, Lord Saladin and the like. So it's more of a personal aspect in that respect as far as storytelling. I'm trying to get deeper with that. I will say from a content standpoint, it's not as big or as hefty, robust as Taken King, I will say that. But it's more like quality of life stuff. Like, things are more fun. The raid is tremendous. It's enjoyable right now. A lot of people playing that Wrath of the Machine raid. Really fun raid. Requires a lot of communication. And for Destiny, it's all about the in-game content. You know, that's what keeps people coming back. And so far, it's been really good, man. We just had Iron Banner kickoff last week. That's another community event. 6v6, a lot of PvP stuff. They introduced a new mode, which I believe is Supremacy, which is pretty much a spinoff of Kill Confirmed. It's Activision just bringing the mode into it. But it's been great. I mean, the consensus so far is that strong update. I won't give it the title over Taken King just yet. Taken King to me is the pinnacle for them as far as DLC is concerned. But this is up there, and I will say quality of life is, from a fun standpoint, really enjoyable. So I advise you guys to give it a crack if you haven't touched Destiny in a while.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the one follow-up question I would have to that is how does it is it really kind of lend itself more to newcomers to the game? Like, let's say someone who didn't know what Destiny was, like would they be at home with Rise of Iron?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think, again, a lot of this is more streamlined quality of life stuff as far as light level jumping in. You get to level 40, I believe. With the DLC, there's a kind of a spark of light consumable, which kind of jumps you to level 40 if you've missed the other content, like in Taken King. And then they pretty much get you right into the story track of the new mission. So that's the first thing. As far as the only thing I would say that's a little bit of controversy in the community right now is that once you get to a certain light level, let's say it's about 340, not as direct as far as what you need to do to keep advancing, and that's where you kind of got to rely on people to say, okay, what do I need to do in my life? I'm kind of reached a cap here. What do I need to do? So that's a bit of a contentious topic in the community right now, because the hardcore Destiny guys are like, we like it so that people don't blaze through the content, but maybe for a newcomer who wants to get on a higher level, the paths are they're not as streamlined. So a little bit of controversy there, but for the most part, you will be competitive and you'll be able to jump in to most content, including the raid.
All right. So would you say this was because one of the bigger problems I had with Destiny back in the day was that it really didn't lend itself to a more team-oriented or really a larger community-oriented gameplay. And does Rise of Iron kind of help with that a little bit more? Because before, like,
I would say so.
if you want to have the raid, you had to know everybody in the raid who was going to be there. You had to go out of your way to meet people.
Let me speak from an Xbox standpoint. Well, one thing I got to shout out to Mike Ibarra and the guys that play Destiny constantly in the Xbox community. I mean, one of the biggest things that's actually helped Destiny right now is the whole clubs and LFG, which is part of the preview program. And that's been huge because a lot of times you don't have to rely on necessarily a third-party app. You just open up, snap that thing. You say, hey, I want to, I'm looking for 4 to do a raid or so on and so forth. And you get that going. There's another new mode right now that they've introduced called Archon's Keep. And it's more of you get a party about 3. You go into a play space and pretty much it's kind of like waves and waves. It's almost like a mini version of Horde mode, so to speak. And you get in waves and waves of people. And I'm noticing in that sense, people are congregating together. You'll see people jump into party chats. I believe even you at one time, Anchor, you saw about 16 of us, or 12 of us in there. And it was literally people I've never played with before. And it's like they'll send you a message, hey, trying to do Archon's Forge, need 3. So they're working, as far as Destiny in-game, they're trying to get a little bit better with that. It's still not where it needs to be, I'll be honest. They still got a way to go with that. And I'm assuming that those are functionality that will have to be added for Destiny 2 because the current systems just can't, I guess they can't do it with the current engine. But as far as from an Xbox standpoint, we're fine. we got clubs, we got preview program, and as far as getting a group together, especially for a raid, it's really easy now.
All right, that's pretty good. Thanks for answering a bunch of these questions. If you guys are interested, for those of you who are watching, if you guys are interested at all in Destiny, please go and check out Iron Lord's podcast. They're over on, I believe is it Gaming Addicts channel, or is it?
No, actually, we have our own. Yeah, we have our own YouTube down with our Iron Lord's podcast, and you can check us, do a search for us there, as well as various different media sites. We're on Twitter, SoundCloud, the whole bit, and you can actually catch me on Lord Cognito, B_easy for real for that, for additional information as well.
All right, thanks so much, man. Moving on to other topics for the night. I wanted to give a good little chunk of time to them to kind of make the pitch. But moving on to other topics for tonight, what have you guys been playing lately?
For me, I actually have been playing Recore. I know a lot of people. Finally, hey, I work like 60 hours a week, but I have been playing a lot of Recore of late. I finally have the time to really, really get into it. Trying to play as much as I can before pick up Gears either late tonight or tomorrow. But I've been playing a lot of Recore, man, and I'm really, really enjoying this game. I wish people would actually give it a chance. I know a lot of people didn't buy it based off of reviews or this and that and the other, but it's actually a really good game. A lot of the technical issues were fixed with the last patch. Those loading times are not even as close to what they used to be. And the exploring this game is great. The game, it doesn't really let you just run through it. You know, even when you get to the E-Tower, you know, it makes you go back if you don't have, you know, all 45, or not all 45, at least 45 prismatic cores. And I've literally just been running through the map. I've run to a bunch of zones that I'm not even close enough to be competitive in yet, but I found a bunch of different zones I hadn't seen the first time I ran through that part of the map. And I'm just having a blast playing this game and find different discoveries. I actually put up a Twitter post earlier. It had like 100 likes on it. I didn't expect that. I had found this with these big old glasses and like a little kid spinny hat for one of my core bots, which is not my favorite core bot. But yeah, man, Recore is all I've been playing up until tomorrow. I'm gonna play Gears and go through the Gears story. And then after I beat the Gears story, I'm actually going to go back to Recore. And at some point, you know, I will get to the Gears multiplayer, but I do want to get to the story. And I do want to finish the story on Recore because I'm having lots and lots of fun playing Recore.
What about you, Nick?
Been blasting through Overwatch and been trying to, in a bit of a race with a buddy of mine, we decided that we were going to do a little bit of a gamer score challenge for the month on who could rack up the most on the leaderboards since they do them month to month now. So I've been going through my backlog, and I've been playing Knocked Off. I'm going to be knocking off Murder Soul Suspect, a few other older games I picked up for like $5 on sale. But I'm looking forward to on Friday being able to finally pick up my pre-order for Mafia 3. So going to see how that goes.
Sounds like fun. You just been playing Destiny, Cog?
Actually, yeah, I'll play Destiny, but I actually got the my Gears system, so I got that Ultimate Edition a little early, so I got a little touch on with 4, and yeah, it's pretty nice, man.
Oh, so you're not going to join us plebeians? You're the pleb edition tonight.
Listen, man, I'm not hating, but that thing is nice. It's nice. They really doing a good job. And I've always been a huge Horde mode. That's one of my favorite co-op modes in gaming, period. Like, I've always loved Horde. So just to see that new thing going on. And the other thing, it's been kind of like football season's going on, so I've been doing a little Madden on the side and running some tournaments. I got a Xbox Live Club going on with that too.
Oh, dope, man. Oh, but yeah, man, I've been having a blast. I've been flipping around between a lot of different games, play a little Forza Horizon, just to chill out. I've been playing Mafia 3 lately. I'll talk about that just a little bit later. And I've been also playing, what was the other game? I play Recore on occasion, but I've been trying to go back and play Gears 2. And I don't know, man. We were talking about this like maybe a couple days ago. It's hard going back playing some of those backwards compatible games.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. I got a shout out my co-host as far as Lord Attic, because he wants to touch 4, but he's kind of new to the series, and I said, look, I'll touch the old ones for you. Like, we can go through it. I can do Gears of War, the ultimate one remastered 1080p 60. But I'm like, if you're touching those old ones, man, I mean, they're classics, but it's hard to go back.
Well, 3 is not that bad. 3 isn't that brutal to go back to, but you can't go back to the original 1 or 2. They're horrible, but
yeah,
3 isn't too bad.
3 is not too bad.
3's not too bad. So I would at least go back and play 3. It's not too taxing on the eyes and the way it plays, but I mean, after you play Gears UE or Gears 4, it's like, how can I play Gears any other way? It's hard to go back.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I told him. I said, look, I'll hold off on touching Gears of War 4 and getting in depth with him. But I said, the most he's going to get out of me is Gears of War Ultimate Edition and redo that. And I said, he's going to have to find another tag team partner for 2 and 3. I wasn't a good friend on that one.
Yeah, it's rough. I've been also like dicking around playing BioShock Collection, mostly because I picked it up because I wanted my one of my best friends who had never played a single BioShock game to finally play it, and I wanted to see some of the DLC because I had not seen any of the DLC for any of the games, and I finished Burial at Sea for Infinite. Oh my god, I was crying at the end.
Man, I was pissed because actually one of the reasons I want the BioShock collection is because the Infinite DLC, because I bought the Seasons Pass on the 360 for BioShock Infinite. Download the games, was like, oh, I'll play these eventually. Then me and my wife sold her 360 that BioShock Infinite was on. And then when I went to download it on mine, it was like, oh, you have to rebuy the Seasons Pass. I'm like, no. So I never got to play it. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah. It stinks. But it's really good content. I was very surprised by it. I wouldn't say it's worth $60, but if you never played it, you're not going to find a better deal.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm waiting for a price drop. I figured the price drop on that.
Oh yeah, $30. Jump on that.
Yeah, exactly. $10 a game, I'll take that.
Yeah. All right. So moving into what we were talking about with Mafia 3, I brought it up earlier. Just really quick, do any of you guys have an interest in Mafia 3 at all? This includes the people in the chat too.
I do. I actually want to buy it, but I've heard so many people complain about the glitches of the game. I follow Jack Move on Twitter. Jack Move is one of the real cool guys. If you're a PlayStation fan, you need to go follow Jack Move Johnny. Real cool dude. I mean, and he's one of the most honest dudes out there. I mean, brutally honest. And I take the man word for it. And not just him, it's a bunch of other guys just saying just so many glitches. So I was actually going to pick purchase, but I'm going to wait for a patch to do. Then I'll go pick it up. I'm on that game because I've heard more people complain about glitches than talk about how good the game is. And I'm hearing I heard that the gunplay is quite bad. I heard the story is good, the voice acting is good, but the gunplay and gameplay is actually pretty bad. But that's just what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nick, you already got it. We just gotta go pick it up, right?
Yeah. Well, basically, I played on my buddy's PC because I had to wait till Friday to pick mine up because mine got stuck because it was the collector's edition or whatever, deluxe edition, whatever. That didn't get shipped on time, so I had to wait till Friday. But Mafia 3, what I think a lot of people I'm not saying people aren't understanding with the game, is like I've played Mafia 1 when it came out. I bought Mafia 2 day one. And Mafia 2 day one was incredibly glitchy as well. I think people set the standards for this game a lot higher than it is. Like, how do I explain this? I never looked at Mafia 2 as being a AAA game. It was one of those fun single-player games that you beat. You had a lot of fun doing it. It had some cool DLC, and it was fun, but it wasn't like a AAA doorbuster game. And I think that's what a lot of people went in on this. And when people were complaining about glitches, I know there's the huge blow-up when they locked PC copies to 30 FPS, which they now patched so you can run 60. It looked like everyone says the game doesn't even look that good. I played it on my buddy's PC. It's at 60 FPS and 1080. It looks great. It may not look good on consoles, though, but it looks like it's a fun game. And like I said, it plays very similar to the second one. So really, if you enjoyed the second one, you'll probably enjoy this. But it's not going to be like a 95 Metacritic multi-award winning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did he freeze or just quiet?
No.
No, you muted himself. All right, I was like, all right. I was like, I wasn't sure if that was a pause or that was a technical issue. What about you, Kyle? You have any interest in it?
Yeah, man, I have my eye on it. I mean, I'm pretty new to the Mafia franchise, so for me, you know, I've heard a couple of things. I mean, the older ones didn't really appeal to me from the standpoint. I kind of felt it was, you know, the same. Don't get me wrong, I love my gangster-ish, but you know, I just felt like it was more of the same tried and true Italian mob kind of stuff, which is cool. But I needed something different, and I think the part 3 intrigued me enough at E3 from what I saw to say, okay, I'm definitely interested. I would agree with Fame from the standpoint that it's something I want. I don't know if it's a must-have just yet from the standpoint that this is broked over, and you've got to make tough decisions. So the way I looked at it, I said, look, I'm going to get it. I'm probably going to wait December-ish when those sales start kicking in, and then I'll probably get it. But from what I'm hearing from you, Hank, and you know, a couple of the people I spoke to that I respect their opinion, I'm really hearing good things about it, and especially the time frame and how the music is reflective of that, and just that whole energy and aura about New Orleans. You know, I'm definitely a fan of that. So I think that may get me to break a little bit. So we'll see. But it's definitely on my list to pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing the game It's been tough lately. It's been tough to focusing your attention on one game because there's just so much out there. And it's just Mafia 3. There are a lot of bugs, and I want to address the bugs first. This is what I've noticed. Some are forgivable, some are unforgivable. The lowest end stuff, the stuff that just kind of annoys you, is I noticed that there's frame rate drops, but it's not like dropping to 15 where it's like, oh, this is really noticeable. It's like it'll drop between like 30 and 24 or something like that, kind of in that range. And it does it really frequently, and it's like, what is this? It looks like, gives like a weird shutter like sheen to it. It's hard to explain unless you've seen it. The other one is a lighting issue, and I know this is on every platform. And I talked to one of our buddies, and he corroborated this. It wasn't just me; it was everyone else. One of the issues that happens is you'll be driving down the street, and let's say the sun is like maybe around noon, so it's like directly above you, and all of a sudden everything will just start to shine, and like from whatever angle it is, and it's just all coming at your face, and it's so bright. It's like the sun is going straight at you, but the sun is actually straight above you, and it's just so shiny, and it's like something's wrong. And I don't know what it was, and then you would see it would come and go away real quick, and it was like, what's going on? It's like it's not like the clouds are moving or anything. It's just quick and random. That's more just an annoying thing. It's not unforgivable, but there are crashes. And at least on Xbox, when it comes to crashes, normally it'll freeze for a second, maybe 5 seconds, and then just stop, and then just go back to just boot you back to the home screen. But this one is just like immediately. Like you'll be playing a match, or you're not playing a match, you'll be taking out something, and it just says, nope, you're out. It kicks you out immediately.
Those are the worst, but honestly, that's the thing though, is like with like some of the glitches. I want to talk to you because I know you were having some bug issues with it. I was just wondering if it was like, there's like small minor day one bug issues that people experience that sometimes people make a big deal about, and then we have like Skyrim day one bug issues. Like large frame rate drops. My personal favorite one with Skyrim is I spent 2 hours at the starting point, because every time Alduin would spawn in and shoot fire down, my character would fall through the map. And that was my first 2 hours of Skyrim, just continuously falling through the map. And those kind of glitches where it stops your story progress, or it'll boot you out, corrupt your save files, those are the kind of ones that really deter me from buying a game.
Yeah, I haven't had like a save file get corrupted or anything, but it's annoying. But the funny thing about it is like a game where like Recore, where the only real problem with Recore is the loading times, at least on a technical level. And then I think the first problem I had was when it kept kicking me out. It would crash as well. But like I got annoyed with Recore and I stopped. I was like, I'll play this when this is fixed. But Mafia is so good. and everything else, it is so good. I get like a little miffed whenever it boots me out, but I'm like, all right, I'll just blow back in, no problem. I won't question it. I'm fine with it. But it's because the content is so good. The narrative is so well done. And it's probably, first of all, the intro tutorial zone is so well done. It's probably the best tutorial I've ever played. Wow. Hands down the best. Now, it's a long, drawn-out tutorial.
That's lofty.
Or actually, I probably should call it like maybe opening sequence or something like that. Like there are games where like Shadow of Mordor, where the opening is like 10 minutes. And that's the tutorial as well, and you're done. But this is like a 2-hour period where you're playing the game, and you're like, okay, going through flashbacks, learning different aspects of the game, and it works out. It's so well done. And the narrative, the voice acting is great. The gameplay, I mean, it's Mafia. And I just enjoy it. The setting, the music, all of it is so well done. If the game had launched without any technical bugs, it would be a Game of the Year contender hands down.
Wow.
Sometimes wonder with games like this where they have a lot of bugs, did they focus too much on things like trying to get the sky effects and everything to work right, and they started worrying about too much of the little stuff and missed some of the big stuff? Or it's kind of along the same lines as like people are touting Watch Dogs 2 is going to be a game of the year because of how it looks now, but it's not addressing issues with the previous game. Like, from the looks of things, Mafia 3 fixed a couple of the issues I had with Mafia 2. But one thing the Mafia games always have is setting and story are always fantastic. And that's one of the reasons why I pre-ordered it. Like, I never pre-order months in advance. I never pre-order collector's editions. But Mafia 3 was a straight winner for me. And even with the bugs and technical issues, with me being a week behind, hopefully they'll patch it by then.
I hope so. I really do. I mean, it's getting. I don't know if they did a single patch to Xbox, but I think I'm slowly becoming an apologist for this game because it is that good, and I'm willing to overlook all the bullshit that came with it. So.
Man, we all did that with games, so we all have that one game. I did the same thing with Skyrim when my friends were like, man, it's just broken. I'm like, no, man. Like, once you get past the, 5 hours of game-breaking glitches and doors you can't get through, your save files corrupting, and everything, this game's fantastic. This is the best game I've ever played.
Oh, man. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, that was one of the reasons I stopped playing ReCore. Simply because I want to like it a lot, but the bugs are so frustrating and the load times are too long where it's going to influence me too much. So I said I'm going to stop because I want my experience to be decent.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, for the past couple of months financially, I haven't been able to buy any games day one. Usually, last game I bought day one was Doom, which I have absolutely no regrets about whatsoever. But a lot of the reasons I don't mind not buying day one is because usually I buy it a week or two after, and by then it's patched, and I have a very positive experience. I have a very positive experience with most of my games, and people are like, "Oh man, the first week of this game sucked," and I'm on I joined in on week 2, and I'm like, "Man, this game's dope. There's no frame rate drops. There's no bugs." I'm like, "This is amazing," but that's just the luck.
Yeah, luck of the draw. And I mean, and that's the one thing I am learning. I made an excuse for games I can pre-order and not have to worry about review copies getting delayed or being day one. And right now, Bethesda's the only ones who I can trust with that because they've done very well with, specifically Doom as the most recent example, where review copies didn't go out until everyone else already had it, because they were that confident in the product that it was going to be good that they were able to put it out there and we don't have to worry about review copies. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. And it worked out for them. But I was giving the same courtesy to 2K, and I can't do that anymore though. I can't just say, oh well, I don't have to worry about the reviews. And in the future I'd wait.
Fair enough.
All right. But I will say also, Lincoln Clay is a really great character. He's complex enough and interesting enough where I want to see what happens.
That's a great thing about games, though.
What is it?
Even in Mafia 2, they made a fairly stereotypical Mafia-style story interesting through character development. And, when they announced where they were going with Mafia 3, I knew the story was going to be fantastic. Because they're good at character development.
Yeah. Why would you, Fame? What's your take on all this?
Mafia?
Yeah.
I literally just got back, if you got to notice. I am so sorry. I was actually sifting through all the fake giveaways. Hank, I told you this, man. Ain't gonna come put me on the spot. Yeah. Like I said before, I'm not buying Mafia till it's fixed.
Yeah. There is no rush to get Mafia either. I mean, if you're gonna pick it up do what Cognitos do, pick it up in December, pick it up in November, something like that. Wait for Black Friday. Do something like that. Wait for everything to get patched, because This game is so.
There are so many games.
I want you to have the best.
There's so many games dropping. There's so many games dropping. There's no time to pay for a broken game. Okay. I'm sorry. It's not broken, but don't pay $60 for the most unstable games coming out. That game can wait. If people are telling you and it's not running as should, wait. We still got Titanfall, COD. If you're losing, still play COD. Battlefield, Dead Rising 4. You know Gears what I'm saying? Tonight. Gears tonight, and if you ain't already in the win, enter to win. And by the way, if you do not win Gears 4 tonight, I sent Anchor a picture on direct message on Twitter tonight. And Anchor, we got some special coming for the people, don't we?
Oh, we got something real good. Like,
if you do not win Gears, don't worry. We got something. First off, you guys already know that Tickmas is every holiday season. So, you guys got opportunities to win games during Tickmas. Tick does that every year. You guys know about that. But there's something special coming around that time that you guys would not want to miss. It's going to be...
We have not done anything this big before.
So don't feel discouraged. Do not feel discouraged if you don't win tonight. We still doing a lot more, for all you guys who support us. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving into our last topic for the night. So I want to kind of talk about this for a bit. I also just want to get a general idea of the people in here. How familiar are you with Star Citizen?
Dude, it's like The Last Guardian to me. That's how. Yeah. I honestly, only thing I've ever heard is it's going to be huge. It's going to look great, but it's never coming out. That's about it. I know.
Yeah, some of the fame here are just like pretty much a game with so much unfulfilled promises kind of deal, and it's just like the more I hear about it on the outside, it's just as brutal, more brutal it sounds. So I've been staying clear away from it, but I see the vitriol and everything that's going on around it, and it sounds horrible.
It just like I'm not the best person to be given a synopsis of the development cycle. It's really long and convoluted, but the Cliff Notes version, for those of you that care, Star Citizen was kind of like this trifecta of space games that were supposed to come out. There were 3 types of games. It was going to be Star Citizen, which is going to have the smaller scale of all the other games, but it was going to be like you're piloting a ship, but it's also a third-person shooter or a first-person shooter, depending on how you want to play it. But it was also like a spacefaring version of the game. But it was a little more like Star Warsy, if you get my drift. It was a lot more, go around, shoot up the area, and leave. Then on the complete opposite side of the spectrum was, what was it? It was, what's that game everyone hated that was a scam?
No Man's Sky.
Oh, shots fired.
No Man's Scam. No Scams Bar. What?
No Man's Sky.
But yeah, so there was No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky was a complete opposite end. It was you could get out of your ship, you could still fly, but it was also completely procedurally generated as compared to Star Citizen, which was more of a we handcrafted everything and we're shooting for semi-realism, while No Man's Sky was the complete opposite of that. And in the middle was Elite Dangerous, which was they didn't have any like first person like get out of your ship and start shooting stuff up, but they shot for the realism aspect, and it was a little bit procedurally generated, but still based on some sort of reality. And these are the trifecta of games. It was like everyone was getting involved in this kind of stuff. It felt like, okay, this is the next step. This is the next thing everyone's getting into. Like last gen, it was first-person shooters. Now it's going to be space sims. And everyone was really excited about that. And it turned into, we all know how No Man's Sky went out. And Elite Dangerous actually, I think, got delayed one time and then released on consoles, and it's available on PC. So, I mean, it's available. It's out there. And Star Citizen was the #1 crowdfunded game of all time. They've raised over $100 million, and they just delayed the game again. The game was originally slated to come out in 2014, which they missed that date. And then it was supposed to come out, I think it was like October or November 2015, and they missed that date. And then they changed up the game, and they said, okay, well, there's going to be 2 games now instead of 1. There's going to be Squadron 42, which is the single-player campaign. Then there's going to be the multiplayer Star Citizen proper. And the game, Squadron 42, is going to be this big 28-mission campaign with A-list actors. They got Mark Hamill, Gary Oldman, and all these A-list celebrities to do the voiceover work. And it would cost a good chunk of money, I assume. And that was supposed to come out this year. And then it was going to be, after that's gone out for a little bit, then they're going to release Star Citizen proper with the money they make from Squadron 42. Keep in mind, this game has made already $100 million in donations.
Wow.
And now that game has been delayed. Squadron 42 has been indefinitely delayed. They don't know when it's coming out. And that's a pretty bad sign. And I'll take a break from talking for a bit. I'll let you guys field it.
All I could say is Cloud Imperium Games. I want my $20 back. That's all I gotta say. I invested in that Kickstarter back in 2000. I want my $20 back. Because this game, there is no way this game is coming out. This is gonna become the next longest running joke. We'll be in a podcast 4 years from now. People will be like, "Hey, you hear that Star Citizen's finally got a release date? Still not coming out though." It's just in that development hell. Like, there's tons of games that eventually do come out of development hell, but games that take long, disastrous development cycles like this never usually turn out well. Perfect example would be Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
Like that game took like 10 years to make. It switched developers like 3 times, and the game came out, and people have paid $60 for that. I feel incredibly sorry for.
Yeah. What do you think about this? I know you're still clicking away.
I pretty much don't know jack squat about the game, but the only thing I know is it may never come out. So, yeah.
I don't know. What about your instincts, Cog? What are you thinking about this?
Yeah, it's not sounding good. I mean, it kind of has me in fear also of just Kickstarters in general. I mean, this is what you run into. I mean, you're paying for the hope of the dev to fulfill promises, and you're at the mercy of the dev. I mean, it's just that simple. So, it really keeps people very wary and their antennas up, on any stage of development when you hear a setback or a snag and anything like that. And for this thing, you said 2014. That's ridiculous. At this day and age, for this to be going on, and
the last Guardian has been for like 7 years.
No, go ahead, fam.
I'm sorry.
That's the thing, though. The difference between The Last Guardian and Star Citizen is that Last Guardian was Sony's own money, or Team Ico or whoever. I don't know, whoever footed the bill for that. Like, it was their own money, and it wasn't like they had an obligation to release it by any time. It was like, we're working on it. No one put it in the actual money. They didn't go to the gamers asking for money to fund the project, and then say, well, we're going to delay it for a couple of years, and you're going to deal with it. But this one was like, hey, yeah, we want your money, and we want you guys to foot the bill for funding this entire game, and we're kind of not legally liable to really respond to you, but it's common decency to treat the people who funded your game with respect and keep them in the know. And it's just like they're just treating them like crap.
Okay, so here's your official money figure as well. As of December 13th, 2015, Star Citizen has surpassed $100 million in crowdfunding. And it's the first crowdfunded project to do so by a large extent. That's a fifth of the Destiny budget for Destiny. And these guys these guys have they even shown playable gameplay of this, or is this just
but they have this pre-alpha thing where you could walk around on this cargo platform out in space.
I remember that because I remember getting access to that.
Was it?
Yeah, I remember getting access to that because I paid the Kickstarter fee to get in or whatever. I'm saying, did they do anything past that? Because that's the last thing I've ever heard about it.
Not to my knowledge.
Wow.
There's nothing available to the public. I don't know.
This is why you don't trust these. I don't trust these Kickstarter. I don't trust anything Kickstarter like game wise because this is the kind of thing that happens. It's like there's $100 million went into this game, and you guys have given us a pre-alpha walk around of a spaceship, and that's all you've given us for $100 million.
Yeah. I don't know. This is not going to help for crowdfunding in general on making people feel better about it. I mean, I hate bringing this up, but I feel bad like for Shenmue 3.
You just read my mind. That's exactly
threw it
where I
out
was
there
going.
and said, hey, give us money, give us money, give us money.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard anything since. Like, have you heard?
You just read my mind.
I mean, I know you backed it.
Actually, I didn't. I got to tell you the truth. What happened was, it's the same thing. You know, they pull on the heartstrings, the game you really want, and you know, as you know, Anchorman, my history with that game. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I even bought a Dreamcast. So I got tremendous history with that game and great experiences. And obviously, when you hear the announcement, you get excited. Me, the key, I think, me and you had this discussion in the past, was that they could easily cross-platform this. I'm like, why aren't they? It doesn't make any sense. So that was one factor, you know, because I definitely wanted it on Xbox, of course. And then the other thing was like, okay, they started having all these goals, and at 8 million we'll do this, and at 6 million, it was all these different monetary things, and the way they monetized it to me kind of made me, it was unsettling to me kind of bit, so I was like, wait a minute, I don't know. So at the very last minute, I pulled back and I didn't do it. But I'm actually glad now because, again, it's been a little while now since the last E3. Haven't heard much about it. It's been kind of quiet. And these are the things you get concerned about. So, again, it is reminding me of going down that path. The parallels between those two games is kind of eerie to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely sketchy. It freaks me out a little bit, and I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Like, I don't want to pick on it, right. But at the same time, I mean, they're held to a different standard here. I mean, it's a crowdfunded game. It'd be one thing if it was just Last Guardian scenario where, we're just not ready for it. It's in literal development hell. But then you see stupid things like, hey, we're going to hire an A-list celebrity cast to do the voice acting for this game, and it'd be expensive. I assume it'd be a little more expensive than hiring just Joe Schmo off the street. But and then like spending the money on like a space age door for their office, and it's like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. Not good.
Yeah, I just there's a lot of problems with it, but we'll end it up here tonight. I want to thanks Cognito for showing up. I definitely appreciate it. I want to remind everyone to go check out Iron Lord's podcast. We'll put a little description, or we'll put a link in the description so you guys can go check that out.
Much appreciated. And thanks for having me, guys. This was great.
Oh, definitely, man. It's great. I want to just do quick outros, and we'll end on a reminder about the Gears 4 giveaway with Fame. But how you doing, Nick? Say your piece.
It was great to be back on the podcast again. I look forward to being back again this or next week. And it's good to be back on, and hopefully whoever gets the Gears of War 4, I'm jealous of you. That's all I got to say on that.
All right, and we'll end it up with Fame. Let us know about that Gears giveaway one more time.
Hey guys, I'm on the Inner Circle. I am currently in the process of deleting all invalid actions because I want to make this thing as fair as possible for everyone. So retweet bots and all, because I don't pay for the premium version of Gleam, so I literally have to go in and all the invalid actions I have to delete myself. I want to make this fair for everyone. I don't want retweet bots or anything like that to win this. I want people who actually support the Inner Circle. Real gamers, people who actually 9 times out of 10 go out and buy their games. You are the person I want to win this game. So once I'm done kicking all the invalid actions out, I'm going to let it choose the winner, and it should be chosen here fairly shortly. Make sure you guys check out the channel, like every video that I have. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and make sure you get all your gaming news from the tickgn.com.
All right, and we'll end it there tonight, guys. Thanks for checking us out. This will be up on SoundCloud and everything else a little bit later. But remember, guys, go out and enjoy your games, and thanks for watching the greatest podcast on Mondays. We'll see you guys later.